Good morning from New York City and one of the most famous zoos in the entire world, the Central Park Zoo. In this video, I'm going to show you all around the zoo and all the animals that can be found here. Right in the middle of the zoo, you'll find the enclosure for the California sea lions. Actually, it's a pretty nicely well done enclosure. As you can see them swim under the water through the glass, and you can see them poke their heads out as they swim by. And then there's I believe they do have feeding times as well listed on the website for the California sea lions. So that's always a good time. The next building is going to be a good one for me. It's home to the penguins and seabirds. And here are the penguins. Actually, a very, very nice enclosure for them at the Central Park Zoo. They've got Gentoo penguins, chinstrap penguins. The chinstrap penguins you tend not to see in as many zoos, so they're pretty nice to get to see those guys. They're a neat-looking penguin. Let's see if I can get one. There they are. You can see the little chinstraps there. That's a cool-looking penguin. King penguins, Gentoo penguins, and macaroni penguins. I'm not seeing too many macaronis today. Of course, the Central Park Zoo is famous. Oh, there's a macaroni penguin there. They have the fun hair. They're probably feathers. Of course, the Central Park Zoo, famous for being the setting of the Madagascar animated films. While you won't find lions, zebras, hippopotamus, or giraffes, you do get to see the star of those movies anyway, and that's, of course, the penguins. By far the best characters. Located in the same building as the penguins, you do get the puffin enclosure. Two different species of puffins. I love this guy over here, taking a little puffin bath. And lots of rocks for these guys to play on as well. You can see one over there. Looks like he's having lunch. A couple more puffins hanging out on this side. Having a nap is the Eurasian eagle owl. A very, very big owl. Got a couple of harbor seals swimming around here.
Grizzly Bear. Grizzly Bear. Grizzly Bear.
Relaxing down here is the Grizzly Bear. Very, very pretty. They have a couple of them. A little bit of information about the bears. There are 3 females here at the Central Park Zoo, and they all arrived here in 2022. Having a snooze is the absolute beautiful snow leopard.
Here, Lily, come around this way.
One of the larger enclosures here at the zoo is for the snow monkeys, a beautiful species of animal.
1 second!
Resting ever so peacefully in a basket. One of the most adorable animals you'll find anywhere, the red panda. Right next to us, walking away, is the white-naped crane. Large species of bird, very pretty species of bird. Here you have one big swan and 17 turtles. I find this kind of interesting. You got one of the swans just sleeping over here, and that's kind of how they sleep. Like necks tucked back with their snout underneath the wing. Here's a view of the other side of this snow monkey enclosure, and also just kind of gives you a wacky backdrop because if you peer up, some really tall, skinny skyscrapers. And then down here is snow monkeys. The next building is the Tropic Zone. The Tropic Zone is a large rainforest aviary. Very warm in here. Makes me feel like I'm back home in Orlando. A very beautiful peacock right below us. Absolutely beautiful species of bird here, just hanging out in the feed bowl. Not 100% sure. I think it's a Nicobar pigeon. So the signage in this area is not so great, but they have a really cool little mammal. I couldn't tell you if it's like a mouse deer or some sort of a cavy, but what a cool looking little dude.
He looks funny with those long legs.
I'm not normally the biggest fan of insects, but I do enjoy these. These are leaf-cutting ants, and you can see them carrying the leaves way bigger than their body. Definitely reminds me of the Ant-Man films.
It's like moving down here, carrying the leaves.
A whole bunch of bats flying around. Here's a peacock that definitely enjoys some attention. Really enjoyed the rainforest exhibit. There's a macaw just hanging out. You can get pretty close to these birds, as this macaw could just wander right over to me if it wanted to. No, I'm lucky enough I get to go to a lot of zoos. I don't normally see bats in a free flight aviary like this. It would be kind of interesting to see if they were awake and flying around. Here you can see a pair of Bolivian TT monkeys. Look at how fluffy these little guys are. So when you come to the zoo, you can't see them all. And that's the case here with the southern lesser galago. Look at that little guy. There's also a number of reptile and amphibian exhibits over here, including a Gila monster. This little fella is a banded mongoose. There are a pair of cotton-top tamarins. Also not normally the biggest fan of snakes, but this is a very interesting species. It's an underwater snake called the Tentacle Snake.
When you were little, back when we had Gus,
and with aviaries like this, if the animals want to get close to you, they can. This bird's about 8 inches away from me. Not the easiest to see with the glare, but there's a couple of lemurs hanging out, having a good stretch. I believe that macaw has gotten closer. So there's two parts to the Central Park Zoo, the regular zoo that I showed off there, and then the children's zoo. Now any ticket you buy will get you into both. They're just a little bit separated in the park, and this one has rabbits, so I'm happy. Let's head under this tree into, I'm guessing, what is probably an aviary. These animals are Patagonian cavies. They're really cool. They've got about 4 or 5 of them in this enclosure, and I just think these guys are the neatest. You can see a big old turtle swimming around. And here at the Central Park Zoo, they've got just about everything, including the backside of water. It's a 2-sided enclosure for the big turtle. So definitely go on both sides to get a better view. And in that aviary area, you do have a couple of ducks. Just passing through. A very pretty bird. And there's a much better view of that colorful animal. There's also a petting zoo area, home to, I believe this is a miniature zebu cattle, and you can get really close. They also have some sheep. It's also an area where you can pet and feed the goats. And oh my, he's getting right on over to us. And the goats, and then giant buildings in the background. And the clock does move. Look at the penguin playing the drums. Now, if you don't want to pay to come into the Central Park Zoo, and you're just happening to find yourself in Central Park, you can wander by, like, the zoo area and see the California sea lions. Now, when you buy your Central Park Zoo tickets, you have 2 options. The full ticket includes one viewing of the 4D film. That's about $20, or you can buy the limited ticket that just gets you into the animals for $14. This does seem pretty interesting. I'm not going to see it today, but it's made by Aardman, so the same people that made Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit. Something called the Bear and Squirrel. And I guess it must have been shown at the Efteling over in the Netherlands, which is one of the best theme parks in the entire world. Here's a quick look at the map of the Central Park Zoo. You can see the sea lions in the middle, penguins to the right, grizzly bears above them, snow monkeys, leopards, red pandas, and tropics. And then the kids zoo over there. I had a really good time. You know, New York City is not exactly known for value, and I think $14 to get here and see the animals. I was here for about 2 hours, and yeah, that's a very significant value for New York City, and I had a great time. I love seeing the bears swimming around. The snow monkey exhibit was cool. Really like the Tropic Zone as well. If you have any questions or comments about the Central Park Zoo, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching.